This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Isaiah, chapter 32, verse 5, is that I want to just go into how these Edomites, whether they call themselves American or them Ish people, the small hats, all right? As a race, as a nation, they are vile, okay? They are nasty, wicked, okay, foul race of people. And when you read articles like this, it shows the proof, okay? And this is why these Edomites, okay, they're going to get their judgment, okay, and they're going into slavery, okay? Or you clown, simp, Jake's out there defending the so-called white man, all right? The Lord going to judge Yah, all right? Because his will, all right, is to put these devils into chains, all right? Because they are walking, talking sociopaths, maniacs, all right? Criminals on the loose, all right? Now, of course, I'm not defending these Arabs either. They're getting their judgment. But when you see stuff like this, you're like, damn, these devils don't give a F about, okay, anyone's situation. Because these children that got put to death, all right, they were collecting water at a distribution point. There wasn't just some, random place, okay, that only a few people know about. This was a water distribution point for refugees, okay? Meaning the JJs, the small hats, knew this location, okay? In fact, they created the conditions for this water distribution point to be set up, all right? Because they've been preventing these Arab, what they call themselves Palestinians, all right? These Arabs from getting adequate water and adequate food, all right? They've been attacking their water and food supply, all right, in certain areas. So they knew where this water distribution point is, and they still hid it and killed children, okay? And I'm using this as an example why you Jakes need to wake the hell up, man. All right? This devil is not to be trusted. The scriptures describe it as a vile, okay? Okay? Job said that he was viler than the earth. Let me get that scripture. The book of Job, chapter 30, verse 8. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men, okay? These are base men, all right? The lowest nation on earth, okay? And that goes to show you that the Lord is powerful, all right? This shows you the Lord's power in itself, that he put even the bases of men, all right, to rule. In fact, let's get that scripture real quickly just to edify that point. Lessons within lessons. It's in the book of Daniel, chapter 4. And the 8th, is it the 17th? Yep, the 17th. Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by decree of the watchers, right? And if you call yourself a prophet, you're supposed to be watching these prophecies, okay? All right? And the man by the word of the holy ones, right? Okay? And we're bringing out the words of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai in truth, okay? We're not sugarcoating anything. We're not holding anything back. All right? We're giving it to you raw and uncut. To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Right. So who rules in the kingdom of men? All right. The Most High. Okay. Yahweh, who the world inly calls God. Okay. All right. And he has his son Yahweh Shai on the right hand side. All right. Calling the shots. All right. That's the blessing that Yahweh Shai received. Okay. Because when Yahweh Shai died on the cross for the sins of Israel and no one else, I'm going to say that one more time. Yahweh Shai, who he calls Jesus, died on the cross for the sins of Israel and no one else. All right. When his father Yahweh rose him up, okay, it's called the resurrection. All right. Rose him from the dead. All right. He was risen up to sit on the right hand of his father and was given all authority. Okay. So Yahweh Shai is the one making power moves. Okay. And being and fulfilling his father's will. Okay. Yahweh. Okay. And give it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the base of men. Right. And this goes to show you the power, okay, of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the power of the Most High, because he even set up these Edomites who are the base of men to rule in these end times. All right. Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob's the beginning of it that followeth. All right. And so these base men, all right, you could see how they're behaving. And this is why the Lord is coming back. All right. 1044. Kal Halayim Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. 1044. And to the elect, the 144,000. Okay. That's the government body. And the elect, the 144,000 elect men of Israel. Israel. Okay. No other nation. It's gonna keep, all right, emphasizing that for you wacky tacky moron plantation Christians. Okay. So yeah, this is a vile. All right. So let me read this one more time. Job chapter 30 verse 8. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Viler than the earth. Okay. Extremely unpleasant, morally bad. Right, morally bad. You are attacking a distribution point. That's morally bad. You set that up. You created the conditions, and you're killing children. Foul, nasty, unpleasant, right, on the earth. Okay. So Isaiah chapter 32, verse 5 again. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. In the NLT version, it says, in that day, ungodly fools will not be heroes. Right. Okay. And it's being revealed throughout the world that them JJs, them 1948ers, okay, them imposters are not the heroes. They're the villains. Okay. All right. Even the new Superman movie was basically, what's it called? Giving innuendos, all right, about them JJs. When you watch that new Superman movie, all right, it basically was showing, okay, the villain as these JJs in America. Okay. That's what it was showing, even in that movie. Scoundrels will not be respected. Ooh, so the Lord's calling these people scoundrels, a dishonest and unscrupulous person, right? Okay, dishonest. Okay, dishonest. This devil, all right, these devils, these Edomites have been dishonest since they came into power, okay, how they got the power, they've been dishonest, okay? 6, for the vile person will speak villainly, and his heart will work iniquity to practice his hypocrisy, right? All right, and that's what these devils are doing. I mean, come on, man. This is wild work, okay? All right, and this is why we're telling our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, all right, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, these people are not to be trusted, okay? They're hypocrites, all right? And they're using the media, all right, to try to paint themselves as the heroes, but all right, but their actions are the opposite. They're hypocrites. All right, this is nasty work right here, man. Okay, and again, I'm not defending the Arabs. I'm showing the behavior pattern of these Edomites. Okay, because as prophets, you're supposed to look at this spiritually. All right, these Arabs are getting their judgment too, and the Lord is using these Edomites to judge these Arabs. All right, because all these nations had a hand in our demise, in our affliction. That's why it says in the book of Joel, here it is. Joel the nations will be judged. You see, Joel chapter 3. I'm gonna start at 1. For behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Right, that's talking about the northern and southern kingdom. Okay, all right, and the Lord is coming back, because in this article, hey, ISIS is coming after all the tribes. Okay, all right, and I'm perceiving through the Spirit. You know, I can't prove it, but just knowing Esau, Edom, all right, that they're not sending Jake back to their homeland, okay? They're putting them in these concentration camps, all right? Like Alcatraz, all right? They have all these FEMA camps set up. They don't want to let them loose. They want to keep them there, all right? Because Jacob's trouble, all right? I don't believe they're sending them all back. Just that's my opinion, all right? This devil, he's using, you can't trust the media, okay? You can't trust the media. You have to really look at the media, all right, and question it, okay? Because why is ICE also being used to round up Iranians too, okay? Because we're in a time of war, man, okay? And these Edomites know, and so they're going to use this whole immigration as a cloak, all right, to bring in unrighteous decrees and enact war, okay, on these other nations, including our own people, because they know we're not. They know we're the Israelites. They know that, okay, Jake is fed up with this place. So that's just my 2 cents on that, okay. And again, the prophecy has to be fulfilled that, persecution will come, all right? And these FEMA camps are places of persecution, all right? Holding areas, all right? These concentration camps, these detention facilities. So that's just my spiritual opinion. We'll see what the Lord reveals in due time, all right, regarding this whole immigration stuff. All right. Let me go back. So again, he practiced hypocrisy. He's not for the people. All right. He's about his own agenda, and he doesn't matter. He doesn't care if he kills children. All right. Or he separates families. He doesn't care. And to utter error against the Lord Yahweh, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. So if you go into the NLT version, it says, for fools speak foolishness and make evil plans. Right, and these are their evil plans, man. You can clearly see it. All right? They practice ungodliness and spread false teachings about the Lord. Ooh, that's them JJs, bro. All right, and these plantation Christians. You plantation Christians, man, you're the main ones. All right? And you're backing, all right, Trump's and them JJ's, what's it called? Their evil plans. You're backing it, okay? They deprive the hungry of food and give no water to the thirsty. And this is why I'm bringing this scripture out, because of what I saw here. All right, and this is nothing new. He's been doing it to our people. All right, but you can see this openly. Look how much he's doing to these heathens. That's what again. That's why we're telling Jake over and over again. I know it's a broken record. All right. Sometimes I get annoyed saying the same thing over and over again, but it has to be done. All right, this is the condition of the battle. All right, because I'm at the point like I'm ready for the Lord to use Esau to rip you Jakes in pieces, man. All right, there's just times where I'm like, these motherfuckers ain't gonna get it. They got to get it by seeing a military personnel with a rifle pointing at their head. Then they'll get it, but it'll be too late. All right, but all right, we have to make our calling election assured, and this is part of the condition of battle. We got to say this, all right, over and over again. Okay, this is it. This is the message, over and over again. Okay. So the point is, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, you have to stop trusting this devil. Okay. Never trust thy enemy. We bring this scripture out over and over and over again. All right, but it needs to be brought out. Okay, never trust thine enemy. Okay, look how he treats his own people. All right, who took down the towers? All right, okay. These devils are gaslighting their own base, MAGA, with this whole Jeffrey Epstein. Okay. Oh, we're gonna release the files. No, there's no list. Oh, now we're thinking about it. Constantly gaslighting. All right. That's why we're telling you, man. Stop trusting these devils, man. Ecclesiasticus, also in the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You see? Okay. So this man is cruel, man. All right? He doesn't play fair. All right? He plays dirty. He's a nasty, vile creature. Isaiah chapter 32, verse 7. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Right. Okay? He's saying we're the worst thing. Okay? We're the worst. Meanwhile, he's out there, okay, killing women and children. All right, and then apologizing, saying, "Oh, it was an error, or we made a mistake, and that's it. Get over it." Okay, and this is what he does. Okay, how many times has he hurt you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans here in America, okay? With his lying words, with his laws, his decrees, okay? Even when the needy speak it right, and that's why he's coming against. He's going to come up against us, the prophets, because we're speaking uprightly, all right? And he hates that, okay? He hates that we speaketh upright. All right, and we're speaking truth. So yeah. Last one, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Right. And if we know that this devil is going to be judged, we just gotta continue to endure. But our faith is boosted because we know, oh yeah, the Lord's coming back. All right. You could clearly see that the Lord is setting it up that these devils are going to be put into a situation where, okay, it's going to be a war against them, and that's why these nations are gearing up. All right. Again, China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, they're against these JJs, man, and America. Okay. All right. You got these Houthis. They see what's going on. The whole world sees it. And America and them JJs, the state of JJs are the villains. They are the villains in this, okay, in the Lord's movie. They are the villains, and the Lord's setting it up. And you Jakes, man, okay, you better wake the hell up, all right, because it's only going to get worse. So you want to be on the Lord's good side, and you want to be delivered from this hell, because it's not going to get better. Because this devil is not upright, man. Okay, he has no righteous spirit in him. He was created to be the wicked for the day of evil, right? Let me get that, because the Lord created him. What is it? Proverbs 16:4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Okay, so yeah. All right. So get with the program. All right. Stop trusting this devil. The Lord created him to be the devil. All right. Don't you get it? Can't you see it? All right. This is the Lord's movie. All right. So, but you'll learn the hard way. All right. Especially you women that are married to these Edomite men, you're going to learn the hard way too. Okay. These Edomite men are going to, eat you, turn you into a shish kebab. All right. When there's no food. You'll be their dinner, because once Esau is put into the corner, his horns are going to come out, and a lot of you Jakes, men and women, are going to see his horns in color. So with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing his truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. For the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. When you pray with your head covered. Shalom. And you already know. Shalom.